Hey everyone, I'm Krisha Young.
And I'm Shauna Arthurs. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Hello.
Hi. Today we're going to talk about on our show, welcome back,
Welcome back.
about the concept of having your heart open. So I have a dear friend, his name is Kyle Cease, you may have heard of him, who once said to me and to many people, keep your heart wide open and wait. And we want to talk about this concept of keeping your heart open today. Krisha and I both have a lot to say about this. It's how we live. It's how we teach our clients to live. We believe it's our natural state and the healthiest, most rich and full way to be alive. But I hear a lot. People ask me a lot in my circles, Shauna, how do you keep your heart so wide open and not worry about people hurting it? This is a very common thing that people ask and think about because everyone's been hurt.
Yeah.
Right? We're human. We've all been through experiences
And
that broke our hearts. Yeah. So we want to talk about this because we are here to show you that having your heart open is such a wonderful way to just be alive. So I'm going to throw it over to you because I know you have so much to say about this.
Yeah, well, we both do. And we've shared on other videos and we share with our clients all the time the personal experiences that led us to be experts in our field, to be able to teach people the things that we teach our clients. And on this particular topic for me, I knew that after having my heart broken in different kinds of ways over my lifetime, what had happened is I had created like a gate. I created a closure over it. And it was really in reading David Dida's work in his book, Dear Lover, where he talks about, I think he calls them the cockles over your heart or something like that. And it was basically like, if you don't get rid of that stuff, you're never really going to be able to deeply fall in love. And I fully channel the goddess Aphrodite. And so being in love and being love and romance and relationships is very much part of, how I'm here to serve and how I'm here to be in this world. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I can't embody that. I can't do that. I can't honor that if I'm constantly walking around with a closed heart. So I needed to really work on continuing to open my heart up, which meant that I needed to work through a lot of feelings and sensations of fear of rejection, right? And, what people think of me, and that I might potentially get hurt if I risk going into some sort of romantic and loving relationship. Even friendships can have, if you don't go into friendships with the heart wide open and having that, it can be really, really difficult to get to deep intimacy levels with people.
Yes.
And so,
impossible.
It's impossible. You can't get to a deep intimacy level with somebody if you have any sort of protection over your heart, if you have anything that is blocking you from being able to just open up completely and be able to dive into that relationship with that person. And yes, you might get hurt. You might get hurt because not everybody is doing this work. And a lot of people are walking around wounded. A lot of people are walking around with their own stories and their own patterns. We see it every day. We work with people on eradicating all of this, right? And, the testament, though, to somebody who is really taking intimacy very seriously and taking self-love and love in general very seriously is somebody who can take the risk of opening their heart up and allowing people in. And this also, for me, it looked like saying something like, I love you to somebody and meaning it and not caring if I heard it back or not.
Exactly.
Right? Especially in a romantic partnership, right? Where it's like, I'm going to say it now or something. And it's like, I don't care if I get it back. I do not care if I get it back or not. Right. And getting to that place is so beautiful and so wonderful, because it really means that now you can love so freely. And this then, like, it has this cup runneth over, right? Sensation that spills into all other areas of your life, which I would love you to speak about.
Yeah, I would love to. So, oh yeah, this just means so much to me because it is a big part, probably the biggest part of who I am, is just to be love. And it took me many years in my life going through those stages of, what if I open my heart up? It means being vulnerable, or it starts with the intention and willingness to be vulnerable. But it evolves into so much more than that, because we at our core are love. Our hearts are meant to feel all the feelings and be able to handle them. And so when we shut ourselves off from all of the deliciousness and juice of life. And you have to open up to receive the good. The pain comes too. But with the pain, there are lessons, yin yang, and
it's all of it. You can't have one without the other.
Yes. And one thing that I really want to share, that, because again, I do get this question all the time because I have such an open heart. It is obvious to people around me, even from the moment we meet. So maybe that's why I get the question a lot. But the truth is, as you evolve and your heart heals and you, I guess, just nurture that love for yourself, you discover that you actually are love. It goes to something from loving yourself to actually just being the feeling of love and just emanating that and radiating that. And so for me, it's a choice of how I show up in this world, right? So I'm not worried about somebody hurting me because it's not about the other people. As Krisha said, when you speak love or you give love, it's not about the expectation from the other person. It's about who you're being and the choice you make of how you show up in this world. So for me, I believe that our world needs more love, not less. I believe that we're disconnected and we need love, and we need to open our hearts, and we need to connect with each other and with ourselves. And so for me, if I come across someone who is less than loving, it's an opportunity for me to be more loving, not to be less loving or shut off or feel rejected. It's not about me, right? That means that person is in pain. So what pain needs is love and understanding. And so I have enough love in my heart to be that in this world. And so from relationships to just general interactions, having your heart open is good for you. It's good for everybody you meet. There's no downside except the fear that you have that it will get hurt. But the richness available to you and the connections and the joy available to you when you interact from this space is so much bigger than your fears tell you the hurt will be.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes. And it's like, you know, in any difficult situation that you might be in, we have a program around relationships where we help women come to clarity on whether or not to end a relationship that they've outgrown, or to you know, turn back to their partner and make it work. And we work on the woman herself, not with the couple, in order for her to get that clarity and for her to become, you know, like who she is and find out what her truth is in that. And when we're working with somebody who needs to leave that relationship, you know, it doesn't always need to be an acrimonious thing. And when you infuse, and this is what I did with my ex-husband. When you infuse even a difficult thing like divorce with so much love, even if it's challenging, and even if that other person might not be responding to it, or even if you want to smash their face in or whatever, you know, it's okay to have all of those emotions, right? Yeah. And I just kept saying to myself, no, I want to do this with love, and I want to do this in love, and it's all about the love, right? And especially when you have children too, right? Because you don't want to bring all of that like animosity and hatred and ickiness to an already difficult situation, right? So when you can bring that level of love and intimacy into a difficult situation, such as divorce, for example, or even if you're experiencing something, let's say you have a client, if you run your own business and you have a client, or you have a colleague, or you have a work situation or a friend situation, or anything, any kind of situation, anything at all in your life. if you imagine just that person being like, you just imagine love. You just keep saying, I just keep saying, I love you. I love you. I love this. I love, I love, I love, I love. That was my practice. That was my mantra over and over and over again. And even if I wasn't feeling it, I was still saying it, because no matter what, it is still a word that evokes a lot of energy. It has a lot of energy, even just the word love itself, right? And, like I said in the beginning of this video, I spent many, many, many years with a very closed heart. And anytime I heard heart opening or open your heart or lead with your heart, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I didn't even know what that felt like, right? Even though deep down I did know. I was just so closed off to it because I was terrified of being hurt, right? We're all so scared of being hurt. But God, I tell you, the more you allow it in and you do it little bits, open, and eventually you are just like kind of walking around like heart.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And everyone is love and everything is love. And it's not some esoteric, like hippy dippy, thing. Like it's powerful.
It is powerful.
It's incredibly powerful.
As you say that, it reminds me, you're so amazing. You're so beautiful. And it just reminds me of, I'm listening to you and I'm thinking that people think, okay, but if I open my heart like that and I'm loving to this ex-husband of mine or this colleague of mine who's acting badly, yes, it opens up your empathy. But the beautiful thing that happens is it also, because it's self-love, it gives you strength to hold your own boundaries. So you don't become a doormat, right? You don't just let people walk all over you and just like, I love you. You can do anything you want.
Yeah, no,
that's not how it plays out.
No.
It plays out in I love myself so much that here is my truth.
Yeah.
And I'm maybe not in this relationship anymore. I'm done with this because I love myself.
Right.
And I honor you and I see, because I have empathy, I can see that you're in pain. Yeah. This dynamic isn't working. Right. And it's a space of love that you're acting from that is very different from that closed heart space of hate and blame and resentment. It's so ineffective. It's way more effective. It's significantly different.
Yes.
We call it a game changer, right? It really, really is.
Yeah.
We've both deeply embodied this.
Yes.
It is something that is at the heart of of everything that we teach and all that we share with our clients. And it's transformative. We've seen it time and again. We see it ongoingly with each other, with our families, with our kids. So guys, just know there's a better way. And once you are aware there's a better way, there's no need to be miserable. We're sharing with you that there is a better way, and you can tell by the smiles on our faces that we're living it and that we truly are passionate about bringing this forth into the world. This is what we do.
This is what we do for our clients. And some of the people that we work with are pretty like tough cookies. They've been successful in business. They've needed to, have a hard nose and a hard heart, right, in order to be able to make it in this world. And they end up in a space of like, what? Like, I feel so empty inside. I feel so exhausted and overwhelmed and empty and burnt out and like
we've been there. That's part of the reason.
And unfulfilled and looking around going, what? And so, and I understand that feeling too. And opening up in this way has exponentially changed my life, and it changes the lives, and it's changed your life, and it's changed the lives of the people that we work with as well. And so if you're feeling this, then some of the things that you can really start to do is in your meditations, you can just really like circle the word love and ask, what does love look like for you? What does love feel like for you? Like just start kind of poking at that a little bit and just being like, okay, if I were to bring more love in, what would that look like, right? Yeah. What would that feel like? Where does love feel like it's longing for you? Where do you feel that it's missing in your life? And where, and also what is it that you already love, right? Like, what are the things that you're like, oh my God, I love that. I love that movie.
An exercise I really love to bring in is taking something that's a strength in one area of your life and transferring it somewhere else. So if there's something you really know how
That
it
you
feels to feel love, you can flow that into other areas of your life.
Well, also
this is
it
about
helps
an
you
opening
recognize,
up, right?
yes, exactly. And it
recognizing,
recognizes that feeling,
Mhm.
right? Because we don't understand that that feeling can be everywhere.
Yes.
It doesn't just have to be in your favorite things, right?
Yes.
Like, okay, so you love pasta and you love your children and you love your dog and you
Yeah.
love the color blue.
Yes.
But you hate your ex and you hate your job, or you hate this, or you hate traffic, or you hate, you know, right? Like that's such black and white polarity where if you bring that sensation of the love that you have for your children, for your dog, for the color blue or whatnot, for pasta, and you, I love pasta, and you infuse that into, you bring that, this is like elevated living here, people. It is. Okay. This is 2.0 living. This is 5D living. This is like living. Conscious living. Okay. Yes. When you can take that kind of love and then bring it into the things that are not so loving in your life, now you've just leveled up. You've elevated everything. In my opinion, you're elevating the consciousness of this planet. Yeah. It's like a water level. Yeah. And this is why we're here. Truly, truly, truly. It is not new, but a newer way, because nobody's embracing it. Not that many people, more and more. And that's what we're here to do. And so we're here to share it with you. And you can see that we're living it, and truly you can as well. Yes. We love you. Thank you. We love you. We love you. We truly do. We do. So thank you. Thanks for being here, guys. And we'll see you soon. Bye. Bye.